Hey guys, welcome back to Making It. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite recipes, types of food, a classic, a favorite around the world, a cutlet, a fried pork schnitzel, I guess, depending on where you are, a pork tonkatsu type of thing. Thin, crispy, delicious, tender, crunchy. We're going to serve it with a nice little fresh, thin salad and some king trumpet mushrooms. Delicious, all right? We'll start off with our little ingredient shrine. Kick off the day we do every day when we start cooking. We like to celebrate our ingredients, because that's where it all starts, and our fun imaginations, and the people we're going to eat them with. And we'll just have a moment of silence for all the folks that aren't with us today. Great, right into the pork. 1/2 inch thick pork loin, little cutlet. It's got a nice little fat cap on it, some nice little connective tissue there, some little fun nibbins on the end. Any type of thin, not super connected. I like a little bit of fat, but I like it to be kind of lean. You know, a good ratio. You find yourself the best pork you can, buy online if you need to. There's a lot of really great options out there. The biggest tip, whether you're doing chicken or pork, is to salt it a day ahead, even a few hours, and uncovered on a little wire rack. Let that moisture wick off of the meat, and I think it gives you a much better final product where that crunchy crust that we're gonna talk about and get into stays on it and doesn't get steamed off. We got some Mangalista pork fat from my friend Steve Lee up in Nova Scotia. We're gonna be cooking with that. Pork fat rules, man. Emeril Lagasse used to say it, pork fat rules. Yeah, it's just awesome cooking stuff, rendered out, lasts for a long time in the fridge, and it's just good cooking. Gives good flavor, has a nice smoke point, and we're gonna be cooking our cutlets in that today. Win-win in my opinion. Panko, all right, we'll do it in the classic order. It's like the classic kind of egg wash breading type of mix. We got some eggs, a little flour that we're gonna season with some really cool little dry spices, a little pinch of cinnamon. All right, not classic, but I don't care, neither am I. Garlic powder, little bit of ground coriander powder, a little bit of smoked paprika. And then we got this fun little umami dust from our good friend Jess Damick and Smallhold. And it's got shiitake, blue oyster, trumpet mushrooms, seasoned with garlic and salt. And this stuff is just a lot of fun. We're gonna add it into our flour along with the rest of these spices. And that's just gonna give it a nice little fun zip on that base coat of our breading. And here I just got some black pepper, a little bit of green pepper, and a little bit of coriander. I forget, there might be some toasted fennel in it or something. It's just some leftover spices I had. I'll probably throw a little pinchy poo into the flour there too. That's the meat. And then these fatty king trumpets. So I got some I saved I'm gonna slice and fry in the pork fat with our pork. Yum, yum. And then these fat ones, same mushroom, it's just how they grow sometimes. And our good old buddy over at Seacoast Farms, who grows these awesome mushrooms, these are great. King trumpets are one of my favorite. Versatile, meaty, and yeah, sometimes they look like that. And you can cut them into little scallops or do whatever you want to do. And then we'll serve it with our hot mushrooms and our crunchy, salty, delicious cutlet. I guess that's it for all our ingredients. I always forget something, but I think we got it today, Bob. We got Jerry with the monster trout in the crystals. All right, before we get into smashing and pounding out our pork loin cutlets, I'm gonna just do, for the fried mushrooms, how I like to do the king trumpets a lot. Just cut them in half like that, and then we're just gonna do a nice little face down sear on them. I like to give them a little scoring so that they get a nice consistency of a sear. Nice little nice. We'll push it down in the fat. Oh, damn it, I got pork fat on me. I'm putting the apron on. I'm becoming an apron guy. All right, into our breading. So we're gonna do the classic egg wash type of deal, right? Where you dip it in the flour first, you dip it in your whisked eggs second, finish in your panko, then into the Mangalista. I like to season the flour along the way. We're gonna do garlic powder. Just a little scooty-doochie of that, nothing crazy. We got that nice little umami dust. We're gonna throw some of that in there. Why not? Little smoked paprika. Not too much, Bob. And it's a little bit of ground coriander, okay? No salt. I add salt on the end when we finish. Salt, I think, I just don't do it. You can if you want, but I think it works against you in the, maybe in the crispy process. I don't freaking know. All right, so we got our spices in with the flour, and I like to just give it a nice little whisk, all right? Just add a little flavor to the flour, as they say. Could probably even do more. Easy, Charlie. I put my little smasher, which we're gonna use for our cutlets, to put a little pressure on our mushrooms too. These little meaty fellas. Oh yeah, look at that. Hold on, I'm gonna come right to you real quick. Stuff like that is what we're going for, Bob. All right, this is soaking up pork fat. like it's no one's business, like its name is Brad Leone. Brad Leone, what are you eating? Pork fat. Brad, what's in this smoothie? Pork fat, emulsified pork fat, and Arona berries. Coming soon to all the health clubs, dude. All right, these are beautiful. I'm gonna turn the heat down and let them kind of just simmer along for a second. I crushed a little clove of garlic. I couldn't help myself. I'm just gonna let that hang out in that oil. It's not gonna burn. It's just gonna get a nice little oily flavor. We're gonna remove it before we fry the meat, but I wanna let those mushrooms get a little bit of oil on them with the garlic. You smell that already? Just let it bloom. Again, we're off the heat. Oil's doing happy, fun things. Ian's looking happy. That smells freaking phenomenal. Let's get back to the pork, Bob. Here we are, there you are. What's today? Thursday. And we're gonna crack 4 eggs into my beautiful blue bowl. Now we're just gonna whisk up our eggs. Nothing fancy here. Like you were gonna make a little scrambled. Now, we're ready. All right, it's all about being ready. We gotta pound this pork out on the table, pal. And I'm gonna use a paper plate. Couldn't find my meat tenderizer hammer. Bet you Carolyn took it. He's probably trying to put nails in a tree or something. I don't blame him. Kinda sounds fun. Anyway, we're gonna put that right on here. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's get silly here. Put a little bit of pork Vaseline on there. All right, now we're thinking nature's non-stick. Never done this before. And we're just gonna get at it. Beautiful. That is what we're looking for. That looks delicious, doesn't it? That little fat cap gets nice and smushed out. That's all just gonna fry up delightfully. All right, into the flour. Yep, a little pork Vaseline on the plate really kind of works out, huh? A couple more poundies. Yep. Really wish I had my meat tenderizer. Got our meat pounded out, no problemo. Right into our seasoned flour. I like to give it little tapsies in there, fill all the little nooks and crannies. I give it a 1 shake, then I go down for another little dip, flip, and a second shake. And again, we just want to get a nice little even coating on there. And I think this is where you're really going to see the benefit of salting the meat. Hours, if not, I did 24 hours, I did a day ahead, pre-pounding, to wick out all that moisture. Lock in, that's, you know, it's gonna season all the way through it, keep it juicy, keep it delicious, but wick out that moisture that's gonna work against frying and keeping that crispy breading suck tight to the meat, which yeah, I like. What's wrong with a little pork schnitzel? Everywhere has a version of a cutlet, and thank God. Next is the our egg, bud, right into here. Here we go. Oh, I need a little tongy tong, Brad. I like to drip a lot of that egg off, okay? And then we go right into the breadcrumb. Pat, 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 pat. Flip. And then we can use, then I can use my hand. Once we get a little bit on there and it's not gonna fungage all my stuff, I go in, I give it again, just like the flour, I like to push it in, get that breading on there. This is what we got, this is our crunch. But then I shake it off a little too, to allow, you know, excess that we don't want to just sit in the oil, in our fat and burn. Shake, shake. It's all about the shaking. Right, all right, just shut up and do it. Oh, I'm getting excited already. Let's hit the fryer, Bob. Just gonna remove the beautiful king trumpet mushrooms that we scored and let them kind of hang out over here on the little resting rack, all right? And now I'm just gonna add, you know, a bunch more of this delicious pork fat to do our pork cutlet frying in. That should probably be good. So we got our fat in there. It's at 350, 360 right now. That temperature's gonna drop once we add our pork. But let's get that in there, baby. Oh yeah. Can it fit? Will it? Yes, it will. And she's in! We'll feel out our temperature, our fry here, and keep it nice. It's really about maintaining your oil temperature, or in our case, the fat. So we jumped down a bit to about 300 now. So right now I turned it up a little bit just to recoup, get us back to that 350, that good fry temp, and then I'll turn it back down so I don't want to go to 450, 425. So it's all about maintaining that temperature. Gotta say, pretty consistent though. A lot of recipes you see, they'll take the ends of the pork, once you pound it out, and they'll make little slits in it to kind of prevent it from cupping on you. You get it, I see it cupping a little bit now. It seems to be all right. What I do is sometimes I'll just put it where it needs to kind of just apply a little pressure there. But I can see those slits being pretty useful. All right, so as you can see, you're getting these nice little brownings on the outside. At that point, I like to give a little check, see how things are cooking. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, ain't she? Woo! Heck yeah. Oh yeah, look at that, crispy, Chuck. And you can use any kind of meat you want. Heck, chicken, veal, not a big veal guy, venison, goose, duck, rattlesnake, I don't care. Anything. You can probably find some really cool vegetables you can pound out and fry, you know? Fry stuff. Thin, crispy, fried protein. Hello! Bring that back over and we'll construct the salad. Ian, take 2. Everyone regroup and we'll get into some stuff. We'll make our vinaigrette. We'll have a real good time doing it. Makes me want to make chicken parmesan! Reggiano! No, I'm just kidding. I mean, look at that. Beautiful, fresh, lovely. Gonna go really nice with this crunchy, rich, fatty. We got a nice little mushroom. I'll slice that up for you too, Bill. Keep things real easy on the plate for you, all right? I don't want you struggling to eat nothing today. Treating you. Lunch is on me today, Bill. We'll do this one, Ian, okay? Different knife. I'm gonna use every knife I have today. I'm gonna use 55 of them. Okay, let's think about this, Brad. I want you to have nice bites. All right, before we throw it on, let's do a little cross-cut examination. Nice. Classic schnitzel, little pocket. Held together though, that's key. As it sits and it steams, you're gonna have that little bit of a release there. But tender, juicy. We'll put it right on there. Oh, nice job, Brad, real good job. And that's it, oh. Okay, heck. I like it on the side. Pick your crunch, your bites, make your own little composed bites. A little sauce on there, no one would be mad at it, but I don't even care. That's beautiful to me. I would be very happy if someone made that for me. Let me tell you what. Let me try a piece before we, It's perfect. Crunchy, tender, salty on the inside as well as on the outside. And that's that season in the day ahead, or at least a couple hours. Gives it a nice firm texture, but delicate, soft, super tender. Nice flavor. You got that little pork fat. Not only is it cooked in it, that's gonna add some flavor outside of just like bottled refined oil. One, if you can get good fat, use it. And the better pork, the better. You know, obviously the quality of the pork itself, because you do get that little like hot band of smushed out fat cap on the top of that loin, which I love. And it gives it a really cool, delicious kind of pork flavor. Big fan. With a little bite, hold on. Oh, together, the fennel, the orange, the olive oil with the little grassy notes, it's heavenly. Oh my God, Ian, fine job, fine job. Put it over rice with some sauce. Geek out, make a hot sauce, make a butter-based sauce, make a whatever type of a cream sauce, whatever you're into. A great cutlet, pork or chicken. Cover it with cheese and marinara sauce. You got yourself a little Parmesan, throw it in the oven. Are you kidding me? Pork Parmesan? Portal open pork cutlet. Portal open, what are we calling it? Well, that's it. We got a nice fennel salad, some fried and pork fat, king trumpet mushrooms, and some portal opening pork fat cutlets. Oh my God. It's phenomenal by itself, but when you add that acid and that vegetal fresh fennel crunch to it, and the little snow peas and the cabbage, this right here, put on a sandwich, figure out a little sauce. If you're gonna add more carbohydrates or something, you probably want a little sauce, but awesome base for any meal. And again, you can do some of this ahead of time. You can even fry these the next day, pop them in the oven on a quick little school night. Do a few of these, little prep batch, little setting Johnny and Mary up for the school week. Do a couple cutlets. Chop it up, throw it in the lunchbox. Have a good day, and you're set. You know, in the fridge, you'll find me sitting there in my underwear at 2 in the morning, half in the bag off mezcal. I'll eat these things right out of the bag, like freaking Cookie Monster. I'm the pork cutlet monster. Opening portals in my underwear. That's how it should end. That's how everyone's life should end. Opening portals in your underwear.